Thank you, Wilma. I know it's getting pretty hot out there, so we're going to be very brief on this and get the dedication done. I appreciate everybody coming today. You know, the mural was an act of a lot of people. We started the Founders Plaza in about 2018, and you've heard all the history of everything we've done to get to this point. I'd like to thank Marv Valkenburg and Sonia Brown for working with Wells Fargo to get an agreement with Wells Fargo to allow us to put this mural on the wall. It became a vision as we built the park and we saw this big blank wall. We knew we needed to do something to really improve the downtown plaza and to do that. And so we want to thank everybody that was involved in getting the plaza or the mural approved. The Founders Plaza Selection Committee had 14 people on it, and we reviewed 160 artists that submitted proposals through the Art Cafe. We reviewed about 1,300 pieces of art from those 161 muralists to be able to select Hans. And Hans was like maybe we got the selection down to six people. We actually interviewed 5. Hans was one of them. I think he was first or second, and when he did his, we almost all got up and went home because we knew that Hans was the one that we were going to use. So we want to thank Hans for all of his hard work. The Founders Selection Committee included Robin Kring, Mark Height, who's here. He was the Assistant Director of Parks and Rec and helped with the design of the park, and we thank him for all of his hard work on this too. Judy Dickinson, Shannon McDowell, Sonia Brown again, Lori Myers, Kathy Wardle, Wilma Rose, Debbie Gabriel, Steve Sincox, Dolly Garcia, Elena Townsend, Dave Rose, and again David Gallegos were all part of the selection committee that helped us select this beautiful piece of art. And so that was kind of the history of what we did and how we got here. I'd like to invite Hans. This is Hans Geist. He is the artist, and I'd invite him to come up and he can introduce his wife and if he has a few words.
Thank you, everyone. Just want to say thank you very much for coming out today. It's an honor to be here, and I feel like just a spoke in the wheel. There's so many great artists and everybody that has contributed to the plaza and to bring everything together. You know, the mural is just a part of it, but so many great artists, these sculptors. As an artist, I have a real appreciation for it, just seeing all the work come together in your community, and I just want to say thank you for that, for having me. So I'll just start out. My name is Hans Geist, and I just want to say thank you to so many people for this great opportunity to showcase your history, and what an honor it is to be here today. I'm so happy to introduce to you some of my family who are here with me. And if you'll stand up, my wife, Sunny, my daughter, Lola, my son, Leo, and my father, Joe Geist. I'd also like to acknowledge my daughter, Emma, who worked with me for the first week of this project and did an outstanding job. But unfortunately, she could not make it to the ceremony this week or today. But she really helped to get this project going. We got a good start on it, and she's just an incredible artist. And so I was just very grateful to have her here, and my wife as well. She came up halfway through the project and helped me. And to all of my friends and family back home who supported and encouraged me throughout this project, and my mother, Evelyn, who couldn't be here as well, thank you. So I'm from Houma, Louisiana, a town located roughly 1,300 miles from here. I've been doing artwork from a very young age and painting murals for the past 30 years across Louisiana and the southern states. My passion and my purpose as an artist is to capture moments from our past and illustrate them in a way that will connect with the viewer. I love doing the research, finding images in those dusty old books and bringing them to life. Historical preservation is my mission, and my goal is to educate by merging art with history. When I read the initial call for this project back in April, I felt an immediate connection and a motivation to enter my design. Being selected as your artist was a dream come true for me. Yet I was also humbled, given that out of all the people you could have chosen, you chose a Cajun to paint your wall. So I want to share with you a little secret that I shared with the Brighton Cultural Arts Committee during my interview in May. My approach to this project was like a gourmet dish. Back home in Louisiana, we have what is known as gumbo. We bring together the finest ingredients from various cultures to create something that is so savory and delicious, and yet has its own distinct flavor. And through all of my research of Brighton, I have found some very flavorful ingredients and names like Daniel Carmichael, Dewey Strong, Chief Niwot, Bella Hughes, Emmett Bromley, Daisy Frank, Max Cooner, Bob Cicada, Duke White, and Lupe Brezinio, to name a few. These individuals, along with many others, laid the foundation on which your community was built. And I believe we need to give honor and recognition where it is deserved. Throughout this mural, you will find imagery which depicts the founding members, iconic landmarks, agriculture, and industry which have come together to make Brighton the place that it is. There is so much history, yet so little space in a 750 square foot wall. And that is the dilemma of a historical muralist, to narrow down all of this great information into one harmonious and iconic masterpiece. So it is my wish and my hope that this artwork will create a real appreciation and interest in your amazing heritage and culture. For your people and for those passing through, your story is now my story. So during this process, we were supposed to have a question and answer day. It says, while the question and answer day was postponed, it was a pleasure to learn from you, to share my knowledge of your history, especially with the younger generation, and to have such great feedback throughout the process. And got to meet the Brezinio family. It was an honor to hear your story, Lupe. Lupe, okay. And the Cicada family as well. I liken it to reading a story and the characters just come to life. You know, it was amazing coming out here and painting these images, these people, and meeting actually the families coming out, and it was just so surreal. But to hear their stories in person, it was very just touching, heartwarming, and we want to pass on these stories. So that's what this is all about. Today, I also wanted to present something special to you in the city of Brighton in regards to what this mural is all about. You see the pictures and the images up here, but a lot of people have questions in regards to what they are, who they are, what they are. So a metal plaque with the information about the iconic images in this mural will be mounted on a stone here to my left. There's a temporary print in its place now to show how it will appear once complete. In addition, a QR code will give access to more in-depth history and resources. I also recommend a book entitled Images of America, Brighton by Alban Wagner. And there's a lot more resources. Robin Kring was instrumental in helping me get a lot of this history accurate, and then she was just a wealth of information. Anybody that knows her or can get in touch with her, I know she'll be happy to give you more information as well. History Brighton Detective on Facebook. So in closing, I want to thank and recognize some people. And first of all, I just want to thank God for sending Jesus as my Savior, and for the gifts and abilities that He gives to us. True happiness and fulfillment as an artist comes not only through the works of our hands, but through the work that He has done through us. I want to thank the city of Brighton, dignitaries, citizens, Brighton Cultural Arts Commission. Wilma, Dave, thank you so much for welcoming me. I'm trying to see where y'all are, but thank you. Initially, I was welcomed by them, Gary and Kathy Wardle, Lori Myers, Stephanie Brown, Elena Townsend, David Gallegos, Debbie Gabriel, Dolly Garcia, Jamie Lockwood, Peter Padilla, and Gary Montoya, and Main Street Creatives Gallery. I was just blown away by your hospitality. Everyone there at the gallery really took me in and just made me feel so welcome. I was able to keep my supplies over there, use the restroom, have lunch, and I made so many great friends, Gary and Judy, and Steph and Norm, Ed and Kathy, and just the coffee, the treats. I was spoiled while I was here working, honestly. Wells Fargo, Sonia Brown, Alonzo, for allowing me your space as well, and for this wall. Couldn't have done it without this wall, so this was, thank you again for everything. Also Clint and Rhonda Blackhurst made me feel welcome as well, and for the book from Rhonda, thank you. Jan Pulaski, she had some great insight into the mural, helped me with the corn. She pointed out that it had to be Peaches and Cream's corn, so I said, yes ma'am, you don't argue. Yvette Martinez and Natalie Cummings with the Chamber of Commerce, Mark and Allison with the Daily Post, and Margaret DeMarco, Belen Ward with the Standard Blade, and Lynn Baca, and also, as I said before, Robin and Michael Pring. Just want to thank you again very much for everything. She was very instrumental in getting things the way they needed to be, especially towards the end with the plaque. And you know, as an artist, I did my research before this project to the best of my abilities. But again, I'm a Cajun, so to learn your history, it took some time, and to try to get things accurate. And I wanted to make this as accurate as possible. I wanted this to be the best that it could possibly be. So thank you, Robin, for all of your help.